Also tonight, we contrast the changing image of that showbiz chameleon David Bowie, who now looks like this, but is better known to millions as the outrageous pop star who once looked and sounded like this. And now, into this ever-changing world of current affairs, we welcome a chameleon of show business. David Bowie is, to say the least, a colourful star, and certainly an ever-changing one. At one time, his clothes, his haircut, his makeup were purple and orange, designed to shock, and by shocking, entertain. Latterly, though, he's turned his attention to the cinema, and with it, a complete change of image. The proof of that is his latest film, Just a Gigolo, in which he stars with Marlene Dietrich. He plays the part of a young lieutenant at the end of the First World War, coming to terms with the decadent Berlin of the 20s and the rising Nazi threat. He's in London this week promoting the film, and in it, Bowie looks much like the boy next door, a far cry from the teenage pop star who wallowed in the outrageous and was worshipped by millions.
Still don't know what I was waiting for, and my time was running wild, a million dead-end streets, and every time I thought I had got it made, it seemed the taste was not so sweet. So I turned myself to face me, but I've never caught a glimpse how the others must see the faker. I'm much too fast to take that test. Changes, turn and face the strain. Changes, don't tell that to blow up out of it. Changes, turn and face the strain. Changes, where's your shame? You've left us up to our next event. Time may change me, but you can't twist time. Strange fascination fascinating me. Our changes are taking the pace I'm going through. Changes and face the strange. Changes. Oh, look out, you rock and rollers. Changes and face the strange. Changes. Pretty soon now you're gonna get older. Time may change me, but I can't trace time. I said that time may change me, but I can't trace time.
Yet another David Bowie. Is this the real one this time?
Well, I think so, yes.
Why did you change so often? I mean, what was the need for it? Was it just a gimmick? Or was it just something that you had to sort of get out of you?
But when I started writing songs, nobody would record them, so I had to do them myself. And being a Capricorn, I didn't want to expose myself to the public, so I developed a series of characters which fell in line with the material that I was writing.
So behind that all the time was a real David Bowie?
At times, yes, I lost control a couple of times. But
so did the roles that you played on stage then kind of take you over sometimes into private life?
Yeah.
What about all those incredible, that period when you wore those outrageous feminine clothes and the makeup?
Feminine, madam?
Well, they were. I mean, a lot of people, I thought David Bowie, and I immediately associate you with that.
Yeah.
That particular period. I mean, did that carry over into real life? Did you wear those kind of clothes in your home?
I only used to wear that kind of stuff when I was about 17 or 18. By the time I'd reached the ripe old age of 20, 21, I'd got into high heel shoes and things. They came about through Japanese theatre more than anything else. I tried to put together kabuki and pantomime. Oh, over here, of course, it's mime, isn't it? Mime techniques to help enhance this character called Ziggy Stardust, who is the be-all and end-all of rock and roll stars.
So a lot of people looking at some of those roles that you played, I think would have been very shocked and found them very outrageous.
Yeah.
And also there's this tremendous tendency to think of rock stars or pop stars generally as being a bit thick. I mean, obviously there's, I presume, a lot more to you than that. Did it worry you that people have that kind of image?
No, I'm very thick.
Are you?
Yes, I became a rock star. I could have been a painter.
But does it need what? To just get something out of your system?
No. I wanted to be some kind of artist. I wanted to prove myself in some field as an artist. And I didn't think I was a very good painter, so I went to music.
You've had tremendous publicity over the years of your marriage to Angie, and you've admitted that you're bisexual. Was that, in a way, publicity that you thought that helped your career, or did you actually think of that as a tremendous intrusion of your... Well, the publicity you had about your relationship?
No, that evolved, I think, because of the fact that I'd said many years ago that I was a bisexual. But that happened in the course of a conversation. But
do you resent that kind of publicity? Do you think that's an intrusion on your privacy?
No, it's not an intrusion on my privacy. I
Doesn't
decline to read it. It's like television, you can switch it off if it's not interesting.
You see, now you're looking exactly like the character that you play in the film that you've just done. So I wondered whether slightly you were actually now playing another role, almost in another year or two we're going to see yet another.
I had this shirt a few months before the film.
So you're not, this is really you, this is not you just still sort of playing the role of Paul in the film.
One wonders. I was working with Nicholas Rogan, the man who fell to earth, a couple of years ago, and he warned me that when one's finished a film, the role often carries over for many months after the film, and that I should be prepared for that. I think that happened to me when I was performing the characters that I was performing in America and England. But I didn't have a director to tell me that they would carry over, so they all built up and became a mass sort of conglomerate character.
Why did you want to make this particular film, Just a Gigolo?
Marlene Dietrich was dangled in front of me, for one thing. Also, I got on extremely well with David Hemmings. And so between those two things, I think I was pulled into it.
What was it like working with Marlene Dietrich?
I wish I knew. I must ask somebody who did work with her.
Why?
Well, what happened... For the duration of the film, they were trying to get Marlene to come to Germany, but she wouldn't, because since, I think, a period in the 50s, she's been reluctant to go back because her views differed very much with what was happening in Germany during the war. So she stayed in Paris and said, I will do my filming in Paris. All the way through the film she said this. And I quite agreed with her. And we talked to each other on the phone, and we decided it would be fine if I did my bit in Berlin and she did her bit in Paris, and the two were gelled together. And
never actually met her?
No.
That's
but
amazing.
I think it's quite nice in the context of the film, because she's forever the observer, really. And knowing that, it makes her even more of the observer. Well, the mystical, wonderful Cocteau character that she is.
Well, let's have a look at you and Marlene Dietrich now in the film, at this scene. This is where you actually do appear with her. She's playing the madame of a very select group of young beaux, the Gigolos, and attracted by this good-looking young man, she decides to recruit him.
Champagne? Dom Perignon, my favorite. Dancing, music, champagne. The best way to forget until you find something you want to remember. Have you got a military education?
Yes, my father was Colonel von Bushkovsky.
Languages?
Of course.
How's your French?
Oh, I've spent a great deal of time in one of their hospitals.
Why all the questions? Let's call it an interview. A recruitment, if you like. Isn't that a term the military use?
Yes, I suppose so.
What is your rank?
Lieutenant.
Well, Lieutenant, I'm the head of a regiment of sorts. The Gigolos.
Yes, your lieutenant told me.
Lieutenant, there's one thing I don't like. Poor fantasy in speech. It lacks charm. And you don't seem to lack anything.
Do you lack anything, David Bowie?
Isn't she lovely?
She's marvellous.
I wish I'd met her.
Looks fantastic.
A long time ago.
I'm picking up the line she addressed you in the film. Do you feel you lack anything, or have you got everything you want now?
Yes, a train ticket to Penge. I've got some friends out there, and I promised I'd go and see them this week, but I haven't had the time to get down there yet.
Are you going to give up music now and concentrate on acting? Is this a new whole direction?
I'd like to expand my activities, as they say. No, I enjoy writing very much.
But writing, just music, or writing all sorts of writing?
Funnily enough, I am sort of studiously trying to write a book of short stories based on things that I've done. But writing music generally. Performance on stage, I think I've decided really to cut it down for once every 2 years because I find it boring after the first 10 shows. It starts to become repetitious every night, the same thing.
So will there be more acting and more films?
Yes, there will. I'm heading towards directing as well.
Are you?
Yeah, very much.
That's a final hope, is it?
No, I want to be a good painter again. It's my really big dream, I think.
And are you painting at the moment?
Yes, all the time. Mm-hmm.
And writing and acting and still singing?
Yes.
Lots of things. Is there another film planned?
I have
or
a
not?
selection in front of me which I'm very proud of, and I'm going through them, deciding which one I'm going to do. That's exciting.
Well, we look forward to seeing them. David Bowie, thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you very much.